Didn't call it yellow, they didn't call it green, they didn't call it lime. It's just code 112. They didn't even give it a name. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody's going to know Austin Cindric because he's at the top, 52.691.
Oh, that's a shot fired at old Michael McDowell. Remember, he was at 52.74, so that's the fastest lap we've seen for the day. Austin Cindric.
That's a 0.3 of a second pickup. So Todd Gilliland, 53 seconds flat in the first round for Front Row Motorsports, who has both of their Mustangs in the second round.
Well, a lot's been made about the Front Row Motorsports team and their new Ford deal going forward. And they have definitely earned it by performing well and continuously getting better. Todd Gilliland definitely on the side of the fence of continuously getting better. Michael McDowell's been the class of the first round by a lot, but he's now got some competition up at the top of the board with that 69.
That lap of Austin Cindric in round 2 is half a tenth faster than McDowell ran in the first round.
It's going to be good, but not good enough.
Second for Gilliland, 52.78. He picks up 0.2 of a second from the first round. Right now, it's an all Ford front row. Kyle Busch is going to try to spoil that. He had a 52.97 in round 1.
Yeah, and if that's any indication of what his teammate is going to pick up from Todd Gilliland's 0.2 pickup, should be pretty good for Michael McDowell, but we'll see.
Our director Artie, late to the party, has just picked McDowell for the pole today.
Yeah, he really
something we did about what, half an hour ago.
He went way out on a limb, didn't he?
I really did.
I mean, that's a pretty tough decision right there on the prediction.
Yep.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. 52.69. Austin Cindric has them looking over the shoulder.
Yes.
So what you're saying is you don't necessarily agree with Artie?
You can't agree with Artie.
Ever.
I mean, who does that?
Yeah. It's not as much fun if you agree with Artie.
Austin Cindric fastest. Kyle Busch trying to put a Chevrolet on the front row, comes close. He is third, 52.86 for Kyle. He picked up 13/100ths of a second to earn a second row spot. The only question is, how fast will Michael McDowell be? 52.74 in round 1.
Early in round 1.
Very early.
Yeah, we're talking very early in round.
So having the most cool down time of any of these top 10 drivers, is that a plus or could it be a minus?
Well, I always like to have the engine as cool as possible. So any time you get that extra time, I think is good. The only downside to that is how cool does the oil get?
It's close, boys. Might come down a gust of wind. Really close.
Well, we know it'll be an all Ford front row. And Steve Shaw and Charlotte, working with Larry Mack, tells us that those two Fords had exactly the same shift points on their qualifying lap.
Which makes sense. Those shifting points are all relayed down from the engine shop. They tell you when to do it. These drivers were on point, obviously, with both matching shift points. Look at this. He's going to do it. Already wins.
Doug Yates' group has the front row, fastest 3R Fords, 52.60, a pickup of 0.14 Michael McDowell, in the short space of this season, has won his second career pole.
Yes, sir. Great work. Good work, boys. Second pole. Nice work.
Great job, everybody.
Third career pole for Front Row Motorsports. It'll be McDowell and Cindric, Front Row and Penske.